I know it's been some time, but that's okay. The energy it's been rather interesting for the Scorpio. And I truly look forward for this talk. So grab you some wine, fill up, get comfortable, relax, and let's enjoy. Let's talk. We've been having some pretty peculiar things going on. Hard to really understand all the emotions which are collectively affecting us all in a divine way, a divine purpose, and a divine opportunity. And I find that what is happening with us, and I'm talking about the Scorpio energy, how we are not really speaking of the integration that is so massive within our souls, within the equation of our souls. And we are not understanding, the essence of the flow. And oftentimes I wish I could say to people that are trying to understand the Scorpio and its energy, our whole reality, everything about us is about transmuting energy from the dark. So we live there often. But I say in the last few years, the dark night of the soul has been murky and has been convoluted with sadness and a lot of things that are going on. And this is a energetic pull. This is a spiritual pull, and really it's not ethereal. It's not outside of us. It's not outside of us at all. And one thing I can say about Scorpios, we would like to teach you and show you how deep it goes and how we have to figure out how to articulate those emotions into words without profounding people that are wise. And as we try to figure out all this madness in the relationship of the man and the woman, as a Scorpio, I have to look at construct. Am I a part of the problem, or am I a solution to the problem? I would encourage you to like this page, follow, and pass this on. Get you a glass of wine and let's have a conversation and take some time as we think about these great emotions that Scorpio and most water signs, if you're Pisces, if you're Cancer, you will feel parts of these energies also. But I think what's happening is that we're not allowed to be honest and to be truthful about these emotions that we are collectively feeling down deep in our soul before they even hit the news. Because a lot of times there are things that we have premonitions about and then they hit the news. And we have been very blessed with that psychic ability. And even when we see bullshit a mile away, we will allow that person to have their own fantasy because of the fact they need that lie to create their story so they can wear those clothes and feel comfortable in them. We don't want to invade your non-truth. But on the other hand, if you tell us the truth, and if you lay your burden upon our secrecy, we will support you. We will be there for you. I think that's sometimes the curse of the Scorpio. Because we don't love halfway. But it's kind of interesting because we don't love halfway, but we don't give all too soon because of that mere fact that we don't give halfway. We will allow you to be exactly who you are without judgment. But the reason we're here right now is like, I have a dear friend that I've been helping through some gnarly energy, and I think what's going on with our collective society, we're not speaking those words, the words of I'm afraid, I'm uncertain, I don't know, I think I love her, but I don't want to make that commitment, or I don't know if I love him, and I'm afraid to tell him. The inability to share our truths, to share our honesty, to share who we are in this collective role of humanness, of what we are living in this human state, in this human cycle, in this experience. And in our experience, because we choose not to be in our truth and in our honesty, we are failing ourselves in relationships. We're failing ourselves in connection. We are selling ourselves in the opportunity of the magic of life because we want to not be open to who we truly are and how we truly feel and what that really means to us as human beings. Human beings deserve the opportunity to share their opinions, to share their emotions, their likes, their dislikes, because we are individuals and we are human beings with the ability to have thought, with the ability to have critical thinking. But no one's doing that anymore. We live in a society of run and hide. We hide behind a screen to watch others live their lives. We're afraid to communicate our position in this masterpiece of living. Rather, we like to sit in a corner and watch others live. And as others live, we judge how they live because we don't have the forefront to be honest with ourselves and our personal living. It's so interesting to watch as I see the world as a Scorpio, is that we're so afraid to be we are so afraid to be. Like, I feel that the greatest musicians are those people that are able to share their thoughts, how gray they may be or how happy they may be, because that's true authenticity. To be able to look someone in the eye and tell them the truth of how you feel. But you see, we can't do that anymore. We hide behind veils, and we hide behind the screen, and we hide behind people, and we hide by excuses. We constantly hide because we never show ourselves. Scorpios don't really hide. They just can't show all. And the reason they can't show all because you would be overwhelmed with the magnitude of their emotions, because they love hard and they love dearly and they love with purpose. But not everybody comes into this reality to love with purpose, because they are indeed afraid of truth. They are indeed afraid to be honest. Even as they sit before a mirror in the bathroom to brush their teeth, do you ever take a time to really look at yourself and in perspective see who you truly are? In that mirror, doing a self-evaluation and saying, am I the person that I want everyone to see? Or am I a figment of their imagination because I can't be true to me? Why is it so hard that when you love, you're afraid to love hard? Why is that such a taboo these days? We are constantly trying on things like a pair of shoes, and we never take into consideration that whoever's wearing that shoe, you're welcome. Thank you, Philip. We never take the time to do our own self-evaluation. It's been hard for, I think, all of us in this time, because it's like the Wizard of Oz. We're going down the yellow brick road and we're seeking for Oz, when the whole time we could go home and be in paradise. But because of our decisions and because of our fear, We do not, thank you, Philip, we do not come to resonate with our own selves. So when we do that, we are wearing a suit, not only for the world, but for ourselves. It's like the king and I. They told him he wasn't naked, but indeed he was. It took that walk down the corridor, and this innocent little boy says, "My king, you're naked." That's what Scorpios see. You won't share who you are. You won't collaborate with yourself and be proud of the person that you are. We are human and we have a right to be. Oh, I love Libras. That's the beauty. That is the beauty. Is understanding that is truly okay to have expression. We are living in a society that is crowded by tricycles, and they are grown people that are running from relationships, life, aspirations, family, and their dreams. And even if they fulfill their dreams, if there is one little lie in the dream, it is not real, it is fake. We are here to live this experience, to love from my heart, to disagree. It's okay to disagree. Just because we disagree doesn't mean that we're not in love. Amen. Just because we have a day that things didn't go right doesn't mean that I want to end who we are together. But you see, when you live in Oz, everything is a figment of your imagination. And knowing the whole time you could stand in your shoes and be in your truth and say what you feel and would not be rejected because it's who you are. It's how you breathe. It's how you communicate yourself to the world. One thing I've always wanted to be is I wanted to be authentic to me. Because if I could be authentic to me, I could be authentic to you. I could be authentic to the world. Because you see, authenticity is a vibration. And when you are authentic, the vibration shakes the world. Because you know what? You speak your truth. You speak your truth, and you don't go on a tricycle and run to Oz because you're afraid to speak your truth. Wow. Thank you, Philip. Thank you so much. I came on because I was trying to do a tape and the tape would not post. I hadn't been on in a while because the energy has been really intense. It was so intense that a couple of weeks ago I woke up. You're welcome. A couple of weeks ago I woke up and just out of nowhere I was in this deep, dark depression. It was almost like I was in a funnel and I couldn't pull myself out. And I remember just waking up and I was just crying. And I'm like, why am I crying? I'm a happy person. I never have any problems with, like, I've never been like depressed like that. And I couldn't wrap my mind around it, couldn't understand it. And, and sometimes I don't know if you know this, but sometimes we have to have experiences because it's those experiences that helps us when we're dealing with other people to have empathy, because then we can feel what they're feeling through the experiences that we went through. And so here I am in this dark depression trying to figure out, why am I feeling like this? And I don't care what people say. I totally understand people that go through depression now, because this little wormhole I was in, I could not get out of it. And I remember just waking up and I was just feeling really awful. I was just feeling really, really awful. And so I went back to bed and I laid down and it was just overwhelming me. And I just like, what is going on? What is going on with me? And I remember just crying. But the whole time I was crying, I was seeing my past from the time I came out of my mom's womb. I was seeing all of it. And I think I was doing a self reflection of where I was and what I saw. And I think when I was seeing that, there were things within me in this depression that I saw in my path that I had been hurt at times. And when I was hurt, I didn't deal with those hurts. I just kind of like, okay, put my strap shoes on and went on with my life. But you see, we have to release the hurt and the pain that people may make us feel, or someone that may hurt you. Um, um, and so even though you pray about it, you meditate about it, you do everything about it, you hold this into your chakra, and then something can just trigger you. I don't know what triggered me. I couldn't tell you what triggered me, but I can tell you the end result is I was able to forgive those who had hurt me and allow myself space to forgive myself for torturing myself because I felt hurt. And it's okay to feel hurt. It's okay to feel anger. It's okay to feel happy. It is okay to feel every emotion that God has given us, because we are human beings having a human experience. And the more I began to go through this energy and this integration, I had to realize that I went through a love relationship a few months ago and I really hadn't gotten over it. We're not seeing each other anymore or anything like that, but I just took it as, oh well, whatever. I'm moving on, no big deal. But yes, it was a big deal. It was a big deal because it hurt me. And so I had to come to terms with that feeling in order to work that feeling through so I could heal. Yes, I literally had to forgive, because, and then I had to realize that it's not my fault when a person chooses to not be open and honest and pure with their emotions and their feelings. You can't blame yourself for someone else's decision of how they love. You only can be accountable for how you love, and knowing how you love with authenticity and knowing how you love is the greatest value and level of self-love that you can ever have. Because it's as I looked inside how I loved myself, I was okay with the outcome. Yeah, yeah. Had to be open, had to be open minded. I had to allow, because people, and it took me a long time to learn this. It took me a long time to learn this, but people that are in the deepest pain causes the most conflict in relationships. But we take it as, oh man, they just got some issue, da 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 da. They probably do, but they're issues that have not been resolved. They're issues, unsolved issues that have not been resolved, and they have not come to terms with the pain within inside of them. And so they play that out on another person. And I really want y'all to know, totally love the skin that you're in. Love every flaw, every personality quirk. Just love yourself. Because we're living in a world right now that people are hurting. And they may play that out on somebody that's unassuming. So we can't take it so personally. And yes, you have to move on, move forward. And it's hard. But it's so important that you realize it is not you. They have to work that out. And as you work it out in yourself, there's some beautiful magic that awaits for you. There is beautiful magic that awaits for you. Yes, I totally believe that the conflict within our society is playing out individually in people. And because we're choosing not to share, we're choosing not to be honest with each other. And, we're wearing these masks pretty much. We're wearing masks to appear that we're okay, and we're not okay. And, there's a lot going on in our world. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate it. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. But it's a crazy thing because I started this channel because I really wanted people to understand what Scorpios are all about, even in dating. And it's crazy because every Scorpio is different. And Scorpio men are definitely different than Scorpio women. Uh, but I really believe the reason that is because when you're dealing with the feminine energy has been doing work for a very long time. And they're really coming to terms with their stuff, right? And men are a little more resistant to their stuff. But the men that are like standing up, taking no names, and they're dealing with their stuff, those men are amazing. And there are a lot of you out there that are making amazing impact on women, the world. And it's something about men like you. You don't have to say a word. It shows. It shows in your walk, your talk. It shows when you're in a public forum. These men don't really have to say much. A lot of times they're the most gentle ones. It's the ones that chat about who they are. They chat so much they hope they could believe their own story. A lot of times it's the ones that are very humble about who they are. And I know in my lifetime, I haven't met many men like that. My stepfather was an amazing man. I have mad love for that man because he taught me how men should be. And I know there's a lot of you out there and you're not being seen, but I'm gonna let you know I see you. I truly see you because you guys are rare. You guys are rare. You're the diamonds in the rough. Oh yeah, I believe in angels. I believe in angels. Most definitely. Kids, let me tell you, kids actually see angels in people. I'm a witness to that. You definitely are a flirt. But yeah, I believe in angels. I believe that we are definitely being guided. I believe we get wisdom. I believe we get tools to live by in this world, because sometimes it's so convoluted. It's really hard to know. It's really hard to know what decision to make and when to make the decision and how we should make the decision. Hold on for a second. This light is really getting to me, so I'm going to turn it down a little bit. Okay, I'm back. That's much better. It's still kind of light. But yeah, I truly believe that we have an orchestra in this sympathy. I said symphony. I can't even say it. It's good. Better light. Okay, thank you. I like the thumbs up. Thank you so much. So we have a lot of help. we have a lot of help to help us love ourselves, acknowledge ourselves, find ourselves, guide ourselves. We have a lot of help. Not everybody ears are open to the divine help that we have and the opportunities that we have for help. Not a lot of us even, get the fact that we are being guided and that we are not alone. And we're learning that on the news that we are not alone. How arrogant could we be to think that we're the only ones that are alone? We're all not alone. Yeah, we're not alone. And so I think, like, as I was saying, is that as we begin to be more open to each other, and as we begin to be more open about our feelings and really sharing our feelings, you know, that is the ultimate emotional maturity. That is the ultimate to show your feelings and share of yourself authentically. Thank you. Thank you. You're keeping me off task. I'm trying to. Thank you. I do appreciate it. But, you know, the more we get that knowing inside, do you know it's almost like, have you ever just had a pimple that you just really wanted to pop? And when you finally pop that pimple, and men, when you have an ingrown nail, like if a man has an ingrown hair, it's just bugging him to death until he can get that ingrown hair. That is with how it is to live in authenticity. You are free. You are in flow. And what's so interesting about when you're living in your truth, everybody looks at that as angry. No, it's contrary. It's the opposite. You're actually more balanced because you're okay with expression. You're okay with drawing from the deep waters of emotion and expressing them to people that you care about, people that you have an ideal and you want to share that to the world. What do you think innovators, how they became innovators? It's because they had a passion about something that they were not afraid to communicate to the world. A lot of people are living behind masks, and these masks are becoming bigger than they are. And when you live behind a mask too long, yes, when you live behind a mask too long, it gets heavy and it gets large because there's a lot of stuff behind the mask. Because no one wants anybody to see what's behind the mask. But you best believe it will reveal itself. It always does. That's why I always say it's better to be honest. It's better to do the right thing, because at the end of the day, it's too much work to do trickery. It takes a lot of mind space to trick people. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of deception, a lot of manipulation. And so if you look at the words deception, manipulation, that. Write that down. Say it in the mirror. How does it feel? It's not a good feeling. So it's so much better. So much better to just be true. To just be true is a beautiful thing. But I am very thankful that you guys came in, showed up, showed out. It's been a while since I've come on, and I felt real good tonight about coming on. I have been dealing with some really heavy energy, but things are really good. And I'm not just saying that. Things are really good. A lot has been going on. But I'm happy to say that I'm moving through this hard energy. I think it's just really hard for Scorpios right now because a lot of this energy has been in our sign. And I just want to say that I truly, truly appreciate you all. And I am so grateful that you follow me. Share this with someone that you think will benefit from this, and know that you're loved. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I'm going to say goodbye, and I I am so glad you guys came back. And thank you, Philip. You've been the life of the life of the night. Thank you. I do appreciate you. And you guys enjoy. Thank you for showing up. Follow me, subscribe, tell other people about Scorpio, Scorpio, the battle of the sexes. Talk to you later. Bye.